So what's the word of the day this week? F around and find out. Look what I got. Brandon has a business. Apparently they sell these on the TikTok shop. But when I showed up yesterday to Brandon's house for that roof inspection, he gave me this hat. And now, from now on, this is going to be the sign in my videos when you F around and you find out.
Hello?
Hi, I don't know if we got disconnected or if you hung up, so I'll just
No,
give...
I thought you hung up on me.
No, I didn't hang up on you. Your voicemail said something to the effect of, you know, a two-party state, and you were in Pennsylvania. I mean...
Well, it's just a fact. I mean, is it not? I mean, I was talking to my lawyer today. He said that Pennsylvania is a two-party state. New York isn't. Well,
all right.
Two people are in New York. You can't.
All right.
You can't.
First of all, I'm in New York, so I'm not bound by Pennsylvania law. And on top of that, I have in your recordings more than 4 times you gave me permission to run the video. As a matter of fact, you even said, I don't care about your TikToks. I don't care about your social media. So
TikTok isn't being recorded, Kristen. It was very clear. I don't care about your TikTok.
Actually,
you were setting me up.
no. Listen, I have you saying, I know all these calls are being recorded. You can put those out to social media. I don't care. So
Okay.
not only do I have permission from you, I wouldn't need your permission anyway. So
Okay.
it's
Here, like I said, I mean, this is between you and your lawyer. I guess just ask them. But when you record somebody and you're going to use that, you have to ask, hey, are you being recorded?
That's not true. That is absolutely not true.
That somebody's saying,
What was that? I'm in New York. It's a single party state. It's not true.
But it's where the crime is committed if you talk to your lawyer.
If you take the time, if you let me talk, if you'll take the time to go back and listen to what I actually told you, I very explicitly told you that I was giving you every opportunity to tell your side of the story, to go make things right with Brandon, whatever, and that I didn't want to reveal your name. And then you said, I don't care, push this out. So at this point, like, you poo-pooed the whole thing, and I literally tried to tell you that I'm a prominent social media content creator, and you were so dismissive of it that was me trying to tell you that, like, once you put this out into the webosphere, I can't control what people do. I didn't incite anybody to do anything. I don't condone harassment. And if you go look at my comments, I told people that. I said I don't condone you harassing anybody. If anybody's threatening you or whatever, I don't condone that. So I don't really know what you want me to say other than I have literally only done what you told me to do 4 times with full knowledge of what I was going to, that I was going to release this to social media. And now what's happening is you don't like the outcome of it. So I don't know what else to say. At this point, the onion is getting peeled back. This is getting worse because now Brandon has had another inspection done by an actual roofing contractor that pulled back shingles. They're finding that the nail spacing is 36 inches on some of the shingles. It's so inadequate. You stated on recording that you had GAF and Owens Corning to inspect and certify that roof covering, yet we reach out to GAF and Owens Corning, and that is not what we're finding to be the case. So if you're going to be dishonest, if you're going to lie, if you're going to misrepresent, if you're going to, like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just like not reveal that to people and let you go do business with other people? It's ridiculous. Like, you're deflecting and not taking responsibility for your business practices. All right, well, let me assure you of a couple of things, just FYI. I know what the laws are. I know what the First Amendment is. I know what free speech. I know what free press. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not new at this. And I have good lawyers. This is not my first rodeo.
We all have good lawyers.
So, right. So all I'm doing right now is covering a story. And the story is getting worse. We're peeling back the onion. And what's happening now, the roofing contractor that looked at the roof yesterday pulled shingles off. Okay, so if Owens Corning or GAF certified the roof the way you said they did, which they are denying at this point, then I don't know. What they're telling us is the nail spacing needs to be a minimum of 12 inches, and we're seeing nail spacing of 36 inches. So now there's a big problem. Now the entire roof has to be pulled off. So in my opinion, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you think is right.
I talked to Owens Corning. They have not told me that they have inspected or tore off any roof or suggested this roof before us.
No. But you said in your recording that you have a letter that they have certified your installation and said everything is fine and that my report is absurd. That was your words.
Yeah, maybe you heard it wrong, but yes, the roof is certified.
I did not hear it wrong, nor have nearly 500,000 people.
Tell me when I can talk. Well, certainly when you don't know you're being recorded and somebody's got you frustrated talking about you're a crook and you edited the video, you didn't put the whole video out there. You edited it to
Listen,
what you wanted to say.
I've got the entire recording from beginning to end online right now, and the only thing I edited out was stammering and nonsense. I did not edit or change the context of that video in any way, shape, or form. It was 46 minutes that got truncated down to 31, and the only thing that I cut out was stuttering, stammering, and arguing.
Yeah, you can explain that to someone else, but at the end of the day, it was edited.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, we're being affected, we're being harassed.
That's not my fault.
Clients, and they didn't say that.
I did not tell anybody to do that.
I didn't put a video out, especially after you guys said that we were all on the same page of correcting a situation.
But you told me to put the video out. You literally told me to do it.
I said you do whatever you want to do. I never consented to a phone call.
Actually, it's not. None of that is true. You said on the recording, I know this is being recorded, and go ahead and put your TikTok out.
Did I consent? Did I ever consent that, hey, you can record me?
Yes, you did. No? Absolutely.
I did?
Yes.
Okay. I guess you can play that to the judge and to whoever you want.
Hey, here's what I'll do.
Wholeheartedly, you don't have any video of me ever consenting to you can record me.
All right, well, here's what I'll do then. Jeremy, I will do another video tonight, and I will literally snippet out every single clip where you said to push the video out to social media and where you said, I know this is being recorded, use it however you want. Okay? So I'll put another video out. So now you're already at 500,000 views on your videos because you simply will not take responsibility for the shoddy work that you did.
It's very clear, even into the report, I sent a certified letter to Brandon the same night that we all agreed that we were going to meet over there and take care of the issue.
I didn't agree to anything. Okay, we didn't all agree on anything because my exact words to you, which I have recorded, are, you're talking to the wrong person. Go talk to Brandon. He's your customer, not me.
I have that. I have the same text message from him saying to talk to you. So you guys go back and he says, yes, you're on the same page.
I am not responsible for what Brandon says.
Is it only one conversation because I'm letting you talk, but you're not letting me talk?
I'm trying to respond to the things that you're saying, but you talk a lot. So listen, I'm not responsible for what Brandon told you to do. If he told you to contact me, I didn't tell him to say that, and nor is that my responsibility. I'm a busy guy. I got work to do too. So if you make arrangements to go out to the house and Brandon can let me know when it's going to be, and if I have the time to go over there, I will. Absolutely. I have no problem with that, and I told you that. It's not up to me to arrange it.
You told me, and I called you several times. I have all that documented as well.
Right.
You haven't returned any phone calls. I have his text messages. The same thing that, yes, he was on the same page that they just want this fixed. So you're saying I'm not taking responsibility. I did nothing but take responsibility. And since then, you guys are still both slandering my company.
Well, I have not said a single thing that was untrue. If you look at the legal definition of slander, in order for it to be slander, the legal threshold is for me to have said something which is untrue.
Let me clear that. I never once said, you're pretty particular of what you say. You're not saying anything. It's more of the people. What you did is you've recorded a conversation that wasn't consented to. That you did do.
I think you're going to have a tough time with that one.
I guess you know the law. Nothing to worry about.
I do, yes.
As long as you know the law.
I do, yes.
Okay, so like I said, if it happens again, I guess at this point, if we can't be civil, I guess we'll have to turn it over to who has, what happens. Getting something fixed that you guys saw issue with, and we want to be a part of that. We do not want to be a part of any more of this TikTok and stuff. That we don't want to do. If you guys want to talk about fixing something, I'm all for it.
Okay, so now let me respond to that. Okay, and then we can be done. I don't want to drag this out. I'm busy too. So here's what I will tell you. I'm not telling you what to do, okay? I'm not. This isn't me trying to coerce you. This is just me giving you some friendly advice. Number one, what everybody is wanting you to do right now is to accept responsibility for the fact that the work was not done properly, nor was the workmanship good. And at this point, it is so bad that if I were you, if I were in your shoes, I literally would refund Brandon's money and wish him well. Because at this point, it's only going to get worse, because now there is a code inspector showing up at his house tomorrow. They have a roof inspector that did an invasive inspection. They can prove that the roof was not installed properly. I don't think you understand that peeling this onion back is only getting worse for you. And I tried to give you every opportunity to rectify this before it went out to the public.
This was done 6 months ago. Why did the inspector, why did he close out a file if it wasn't?
Well, I'm sorry, but the code inspector that they talked to today, the code inspector actually reached out to Brandon. Brandon didn't reach out to them. So the social media videos reached code enforcement. They reached out to Brandon, and they're saying there is no permit, and they want to come out and look at everything. So this is only getting worse for you.
Here, put this on the story. You want me to send that to you right now, the permit?
You can send me whatever you want to. I would love to see, I want to see the certifications from GAF and Owens Corning that you said you have. I want to see those, so email those over.
You mentioned it on your video that we're certified, platinum certified.
No. You said, and listen, I'm only repeating your own words back to you. You said Owens Corning and GAF have inspected that installation and have certified it, and I have the letter. So I want to see that letter. So email it to me.
So first of all, let me explain. GAF would never inspect the Owens Corning roof. So if you had me frustrated that I didn't even know what I was saying, that's one thing. But you do realize that GAF would never come out and inspect an Owens Corning roof, right?
Well, we all know that. As a matter of fact, we've all kind of laughed about that. And
so when you certainly, and I don't know I'm being recorded. Certainly, you scripted it. I didn't script it.
Sorry, you said you knew it was being recorded. You literally said, I know that this is being recorded.
Never consented to the recording or knew that I was being recorded.
Oh, that's not true. I can prove that.
Okay, well, you can prove it. Like I said, that would be up to someone. I just
would you like me to play? Do you want to hear it right now? Do you want me to actually press play on the video to let you hear you saying, I know this is being recorded and you can do your TikTok?
Well, something, thinking that something is recording and say, hey, I know you're recording something is different than saying I consent to a
Well, you didn't listen to what I just said. Listen to my sentence right now. Please, Jeremy, listen to me. You said verbatim, I know that this is all being recorded. Go ahead and do your TikTok. That sounds like permission and consent to me.
Okay. Well, here again, I think I don't want to argue on that. Really, let's not get to that. That's up to someone else, I guess, when crimes are committed. 6 months to a year, every estimate that we went on, he went back and tried to sell a roof. This guy is a major criminal. But
Jeremy,
I don't know if that's who you use, but
Jeremy, you know how good you are at deflecting? And deflecting is what little kids do when they're in trouble, okay? Well, I don't understand what relevance this has to you and this roof is what we're talking about.
Well, you just said a roof. So you just said the roofing guy. From what I understood, it was Platinum Roofing that came. The guy that actually has a vendetta and actually tried to sabotage our business by stealing.
Okay, but let me ask you this. If a roofing contractor gets up on that roof and pulls shingles up on video, live on video, and shows that there is 36-inch spacing of the nails and only 2 nails holding a shingle down, and we get on the phone with Owens Corning and we say, we have this photo, can you tell us, is this acceptable minimum, fastening for these shingles? And Owens Corning is saying, no, that needs to have 4 fasteners minimum, and they have to be 12 inches.
I would tell you if a shingle has 2 nails, I would tell you you didn't need to ask anybody else. I would have told you that.
Okay, so your roof, the roof that you installed on this house, in several places when the shingles were pulled up, they were inadequately fastened. Now, I think you know what that means.
Are we talking about what? Here again, I didn't know that, but here again, you're saying 1 shingle, 2 shingles, the whole shingle?
When
roofs were put on with two
listen, we didn't do a full tear off today, but we randomly pulled up shingles. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that we are no longer at the point where you need a little flashing here and there. We're at the point now where the entire roof has to be removed.
I believe that. Yeah, if you have a video of them lifting it up and that, and there's only 2 nails, I would agree that yeah, if people put 2 nails in a shingle, it needs to be replaced.
Well, hallelujah. We're now finally getting somewhere, Jeremy, because I don't think you understand.
There's nothing to verify. This is nothing to verify because I haven't seen anything.
Because this is only going to get worse for you.
Preston, I sent him a certified letter. We have all the documentation. We said that if there was anything wrong with any of this job, that we would stand behind it. You keep on going on to all this other stuff. If I realized that something was done by a subcontractor that was done adequately, I certainly would make right on it.
Now I'm trying to talk, okay? I did try to tell you this at the beginning of our conversation. I said I kept your name out of this on purpose. I wasn't looking to cause damage to your business. I was hoping that you would call up and say, hey, we're going to make this right. We're going to go out there with Brandon. Like, what I got was 46 minutes of you blaming everybody in the world and trying to justify the shoddy work that I put on video that everybody saw. You are now at 500,000 views. Now, if you think the video that I have from today, I'm talking about your videos, okay, on this story. I have a video from today that I'm working on as we speak that is going to go out showing the shingles being pulled off. Do you think this is going to get better for you?
Listen, at the end of the day, I have documentation. An hour after I talked to you, when you recorded the conversation, I have Brandon telling me that we're all on the same page, that we're going to meet out there and do it.
Brandon did not tell me that. Brandon did not tell me that.
Okay, well,
I was there today talking with Brandon, and I don't think that's the part you're really understanding. He's no longer at the point where he wants you working on his house.
So why don't he just say that instead of sending me text message? Yeah, we're all on the same page.
Because chronology matters. Because chronology matters. I'm trying to explain to you that chronology matters. Things have changed. Things have gotten worse. 3 days ago when we talked, Brandon wanted you to come fix things and make things right, as did I. What I got from you was nothing is wrong.
What changed? What changed?
All right. So here, I'm gonna say it again. So try to listen, okay? I'm not being condescending. I'm asking you earnestly. Please listen to what I'm saying. 3 days ago, 3 years ago, or 3 days ago, when you and I were talking, Brandon was at a point where he wanted you to make things right. We got on the phone, and I was there to validate that what I inspected and what I found was not proper and it was not good workmanship. And what you did for 46 minutes was try to justify the improper and inadequate and shoddy work that was out there. It was not a situation where you were trying to rectify the situation. You were trying to blame everybody else. And you were trying to say I was wrong, all the way to the point where you said everybody thinks that my report was absurd. Okay? So now you're circling back and saying, well, this whole thing kind of blew up in my face. Now I want it all to go away, and now I'm ready to go over there and make everything right. When you called me yesterday, I'm sorry, but your call to me yesterday was disingenuous, and it was condescending, and it was half sarcastic, and it was passive aggressive. What you said to me was, we'll do anything you want, Preston. You just write up a detailed diagram and we'll do it to your spec. And I'm sorry, but that is disingenuous. If you are a qualified contractor, you shouldn't need me to create detailed diagrams about anything.
You're the one that had the report and you had the things that you wanted on there, Brandon, Preston. And at the end of the day, I have an hour. When you called me, first of all, and belittled my company, I took that personally. So
I didn't belittle your company.
Right away, can I finish now? So my first reaction was certainly not to, okay, we're going to do whatever it takes. We thought that some of this stuff was crazy in the things that you were doing. And then after 45 minutes of the conversation ending, I just said, you know what? Customers are always right. Look, how you're saying things blew up on my face. No, nothing blew up on my face. Except, listen, no matter what, we always want to make our customer right. So listen, whatever you want us to do, just have it written up and we'll do it. Whatever you want us to do, just have it written up and we'll do it. Whatever you want us to do, just have it written up and we'll do it. Okay, so
I'm not involved in it. This is between you and your customer.
What do you mean you're not involved in it? You're the one making TikTok videos, doing stories, calling me, recording me when I'm not knowing. I mean, he says, hey, talk to my inspector. He'll tell you what to do. You say you don't work. I'm so confused here. The right thing to do is, like I said, my lawyer sent certified letter. I have all the text that, hey, we're going to make it right. I guess at this point, working with you guys is going to be impossible. It sounds like this is a legal thing. We'll let lawyers fight it out. I was trying to just, hey, if there was something that can be resolved before a lawsuit, as you know, nobody wins when you got $100,000 lawyer bills. But listen, if this is the avenue that everybody wants to go down, let's let the chips fall where they fall.
Well, Jeremy, let's cut the shit. Let me ask you a question.
Want to go on that
Let me ask you this question. Can you just for a second have some empathy for Brandon and say, if you were Brandon, if you were in his shoes, and you were charged $65,000 for work that is turning out to be improper, would you want that same contractor to come back and do more work on your house? Would you want you to come back? I'm asking you honestly.
Well, first of all, evidently he did. I'm assuming he did his research when he did it. Now you're saying that there's inaccurate thing. You haven't shown me any videos of shingles or any of this, so this is all new information. So
Right.
It's hard for me to comprehend all this because you threw it on me all so fast. But if any of this is true, no, I certainly, if they put 2 nails in every one of the shingles, I certainly would probably either say at this point, send another Owens Corning preferred contractor over there to do it and we'll pay the bill. If it was done incorrectly, absolutely.
Brandon is not a malicious person out to get you. He right now is a customer who was charged a very large sum of money and received very poor workmanship, and that is definitely something you should care about.
Okay. When you say a large sum of money, I mean, you do realize, I mean, what he paid for the house. The house was falling apart.
This is irrelevant to what his house cost.
You can't rebuild a 5,000
Nobody asked you to do that.
5,000 square foot house.
Nobody asked you to do that. Okay, so you're deflecting again. Try to stay on point.
Well, that's what you're saying.
No, I'm not.
You're saying that, hey, he spent $65,000. You're not saying how big the roof was. You're not saying how big the house is. You're making people to believe that we charge $65,000 for 2 hours worth of work, which is just not the truth.
Well, I don't know how to get through to you. I don't. But, at this point,
he's running a full-blown business out of a house that's not even zoned for this. So you want to talk about safety concerns? You weren't at all, when you inspected the garage, you weren't at all concerned with the worker that he has out in the garage. Fire sprinkler systems. You're the code guy. You know this stuff. You want to have the code guy over there and look at stuff? Go ahead and have him over there. I can tell you that when we're not looking to fight fire with fire and do stories how you're an inspector and how you missed all these other violations. At the end of the day, we want to take care of the customer.
All right.
So at the end of the day, you're giving us no choice.
You understand that this call went exactly like our last call. Okay? Now this is going to become part of the story. And if you think that anybody is going to hear this conversation tonight and be on your side and think that you're doing the right thing, I'm sorry to tell you that you are fooling. You're delusional. You're delusional.
Do you want me? Can I send you the 100 text messages from people that I'm delusional about, telling me how they feel bad for our company and all this stuff, so you can put that on your story? Or do you just want to do a one-sided story that we don't consent to and edit it the way you want and have clickbait, so you can see on Brittany, even my ex-wife's post, how people that don't even know me are speaking of her and all these other things. So if you think this is one side and it shows that I'm bad, I mean, we can throw dirt at each other. I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking to take care of my customer.
Have you seen me post? Listen, have you seen me post anything from anybody else? And if you think that I haven't received messages and stories and stuff from other people saying the crooked stuff you've done to them, I have not released that stuff because that is not fair. Nor would I do the same thing on your side. I'm not going to take your text messages from other people and hearsay and put that out because that's not fair. So I am literally trying to be as fair as I can in this entire equation, and you are not seeing the actual truth for what is happening. And you are not wanting to make things right for Brandon. You're trying to make things better for yourself.
I just told you that if he had shingles that with 2 nails on it, we paid for somebody to put them on. You're not listening, or you're not hearing. I'm here to take care of the customer, and you keep on talking about stories, and you're going to do more, and you're going to release more. You think that customers that hear this think that I'm not trying to make right. I said if something was done wrong by
Okay.
one of my subcontractors, that I will pay for any mistake that was made.
Do you know what I would?
I'm not aware of. You're telling me that.
You know what I would be happy to do right now for you? This is what I would be very happy to do, Jeremy. I mean this with every fiber of my being. I would be more than happy to do a video about you saying, you know what, the more I thought about this, the more I realized that there was some substandard work that happened out there. And at this point, I'm willing to refund his money so that he can have it redone and to make this right. Like, I would be more than happy to do that story and to make this problem go away, because I don't want to drag this out, nor does Brandon or anybody else. But you make it so impossible, because all you do is blame everybody else except for yourself. You are a general contractor. You are responsible for everything that happened at Brandon's house. You are responsible for all the work your subcontractors did.
I just told you I was.
So take responsibility.
And I'm willing to take full. I did. I just told you I take full responsibility.
Well, let me.
Everything was done.
Hey, let me know as soon as Brandon's money is let me know when you refund his money for that shoddy work. Let me know when that happens, and I'll be happy to run that story.
Okay, so what you're saying is you don't want to show any evidence of it. You want Brandon to get all the work done for free and just refund his money, and then you'll say, oh, the problem's gone away. So you
no.
What is this, like you're
Nope, and I'm not extorting you, and I was clear. I was very clear to say I'm not telling you what.
You're telling me you don't want to show me anything.
Nah, listen, I told you I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not, and I'm not extorting you because I have no dog in this fight. You haven't charged me a dime for anything.
You just told me. I said I'm willing to pay for anything that was done wrong.
Okay.
And you just said, listen, I'll tell you what, I'm going to help you. You give
Great.
me $60,000
Great.
back, and I'm going to stop harassing you. Pretty much.
No, that's not what I said. And so here's what I will say: some of the work that was done out there is fine. The garage door guys came out and made everything right. I don't think he should get refunded for that. Garage doors are great. Everything is good with the garage doors now.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So we're gonna.
Use them for years. I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what Brandon did? He left them a 5-star review for the work that they did and the good customer service they provided. And you know what they said? They said absolutely.
That's what he should do.
Do you know what they told him? Your inspector was spot on. Those are supposed to be at 6 inches off the floor. So nobody said that my report was absurd from the garage door company.
Here again. It sounds like you don't want all the people to make it right.
No, I just think you charged him a premium price for a lot of substandard stuff. And I personally, I'm just telling you my opinion, I don't think that's right. I think it sucks that he's going to have to pay monthly for the next X amount of years on a loan for a lot of work that he's going to have redone, and he's going to have to take legal action in order to recoup those expenses. And that isn't right either. That's a way for you to victimize him twice.
It isn't right. But at the end of the day, it's not my fault that he has bad credit and he's going to have to pay high interest rates for many years.
How is his credit relevant to what we're talking about with you?
You just mentioned it.
This is what I'm trying to explain to you. You deflect. Listen, with perfect credit, 65 grand is still a decent amount of payments to be making for a considerable amount of time. What is it, a 3-year loan, 5-year loan, 7-year loan? I don't care. That is a long time to pay for work that is substandard.
Okay. At the end
And if you were a man of your word, if you were somebody of good ethics, you would be taking responsibility.
I'm not saying I'm a man of my word.
Great. Then
I take full responsibility. How many times have I said
then spend, Jeremy.
I take full responsibility if you can show me.
Then spend less time making threats to me. Spend less time threatening lawyers and questioning social media and phones in Pennsylvania and Brandon's credit and your ex-wife. Like, all of that stuff is complete deflective nonsense. It's nonsense. So the sooner you just stop the nonsense and go, it is what it is. It's a bad job, and until you take responsibility for doing a shoddy job, nobody is going to be on your side. Do you know how many thousands of contractors have written comments and messages to us to say that guy is a narcissist? Like, that is sociopathic narcissism. Like, it's crazy how much of this you don't get.
And you don't think I'm getting the same messages about you? How they're saying you say you're a doctor on these videos? I mean, there's a flash.
You didn't even bother to look at it. You poo-pooed social media. You told me that I'm a 12-hour degree quack and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And you don't care about my social media, and you have 50,000 people too. Like, I heard all of that stuff. And everybody else heard it too. Everybody saw your work weeks ago, and then everybody heard you defending it for 46 minutes. And all you had to do was say, Preston, I'm a man of my word. I will meet you out there and go over these things with you one by one, and we'll make it right. And had you said that 3 days ago, none of this would be happening.
In your video, you questioned it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
65,000, it all should have been done
Properly. Yes, I said for $65,000, this should have been good workmanship, and the work should have been done properly. And I will stand behind that statement, and I will die on that hill.
But you did not even read the contract of what we told them. You just think that the work, no matter how the house.
Well, I think that's where you're wrong. If you don't think that Brandon shared that with me, then that's your perception. But I saw what was signed. I saw what you sent to Brandon. I know what was agreed upon.
But I'm sure you would be if you're not knowing you're recorded and somebody said you do shitty work and you're a shitty home inspector.
So you're doing it again. You're like, Jeremy, I'm asking you seriously. Listen, I'm asking you man to man right now. And I'm being serious. I swear to God, I'm not trying to rile you up. Do you have an issue with the truth? Like, are you a pathological liar, or do you make up your own reality? Because I have said on this call numerous times that I can literally play a play button and let you listen to yourself saying, I know this is being recorded, go ahead and do your TikTok. And you have said now 3 times on this call that you didn't know you were being recorded. 3 days ago, you said, I know this is being recorded, go ahead and do your TikTok.
Preston, I can tell you that when you started talking about TikToks and stuff like this, I was assuming that you were crazy enough to record it. Did you ask my permission? No. Did I know for a fact you were recording?
You gave me permission.
No. Did I think that you're doing a story that you might be one of these crazy people to put a story up there? Maybe. But I didn't really care at the time.
Right.
All I really cared about
right.
is that
here's what I can say. Here's what I'm going to say. This is a perfect example of fuck around, find out. You didn't care until it blew up in your face. Even though I tried to tell you this isn't going to go well. Like, I'm going to do a story and I'm going to put out our conversation. And you said, go ahead.
You act like I'm worried. I'm not worried of any of this.
Okay, well.
I'm not worried of any of this.
Well, if you're not worried, why are we on the phone right now?
I can't hear what?
I said, if you're not worried, then why are we on the phone right now?
First of all, you called me.
You called me.
On the phone.
You literally called me and left a voicemail. I missed the call.
I called you man to man. Because I wanted to know after you and Brandon told me that you wanted to make light on this, and I made every attempt to do that. What has changed that you guys are doing stories and doing all this? I just wanted to know if you would have said, hey, listen, that's what we want to do. Don't call me anymore. I would have never called you. I wanted to know what changed between you guys when you're telling me one thing and then you're doing videos bullshitting around. That's not what you want to do.
Well, Jeremy, here's what I can say. Nobody has slandered your company, because slander, the legal threshold is required it to be a lie or untruth. Nobody has said a single untrue thing.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody.
Okay.
Not one person.
I believe that.
I haven't said anything untrue.
That's not true. That's not. I can tell you. Well, you don't. You're very. Yeah. You haven't commented much on it, which you just started the fire and let it wet, which is fine. The people who commented things that aren't true will have to deal with their consequences. And here again, I don't threaten people. It says I didn't go on my social media.
But do you remember me telling you? You remember me telling you? You even said you know how social media goes, and then 4 times told me to go ahead and do my TikTok. So
I'm not worried. I'm still not worried. If you want to do your TikTok, do your TikTok.
So all you're doing is giving me more to work with, and so this is what I'm trying to explain to you. You are making things worse for yourself, but you're blaming everybody else.
Okay. All right. Kincaid. I guess at this point, I've said my piece. I've sent my letter. We'll let the chips fall where they may. I've made every attempt to to correct the situation. You want to do stories. So I guess at this point we can't help you with anything because you don't want help.
Well, I don't need any help.
And I look forward to talking to you.
I don't need any help. You never did anything for me. Well, and he hung up. So there you go. That's what Brandon's dealing with. Now the police have been called.